Oh man, I found her. I found her. She was escaping me. She was escaping me for a little bit, y'all. She was like, "Man, come on. I don't want to do another video." Nah, I'm talking. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Pay attention, you bastards.
Look who I got with me. What's up, boo? What's up, boo? She been working on her own stuff, you know. But she said we gotta touch on this subject, man. Dr. Umar, like I said, yeah, y'all can hate him, y'all can love him. He be saying some real shit sometimes. I keep telling y'all, you know what I'm saying. So, but I want to dive in on this. You know, it's an interesting subject about Black History Month. I don't know if y'all hear that, but this wind been crazy. We out in
It's
California.
supposed to be bad.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be like a power outage.
yeah. We out in California. It's been super windy. Drop in the chat where y'all from. Where y'all from? Y'all mostly out here in Cali. Where y'all from? We out here in Los Angeles, the, kind of the valley, but Santa Clarita Valley. But yeah, let's get into this Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar said Black History Month is the worst thing that could have happened to black people. How you feel about it?
I gotta see what he says. I gotta see.
What y'all think? Black History Month, we need to get rid of
I
it. What y'all
think
think?
it could be yes and no. Yes and no, because I feel like us as a culture that we celebrate it in a way of like it's I don't know. I don't want to say like a sense of entitlement, but maybe it's just not celebrated right
Hmm.
when it comes to the culture and how people think of it, or just some of the things that people say when it's Black History Month. They make it look bad.
Okay. Well, let's get into it, y'all. Here we go.
You know what time it is. When it comes to when it comes to February, Black History Month, Juneteenth, those are supposed to be for us. We're supposed to like have like everybody stop and let us celebrate us. Are you saying we lost those dates as
We
well?
lost them because we gave them up to the government. We gave them up to white people. When we started letting white people participate in Kwanzaa, I knew it was over. When we started letting the White House celebrate Kwanzaa, I knew it was over. When the founder of Kwanzaa, Dr. Malana Karinga, said that white people can participate, but they cannot lead it, I knew it was over. Because white people don't share power, y'all. Y'all need to understand something about Caucasians. They don't share power. If you let them in, they're coming to dominate. We are the worst victims of racism, but we understand it the least. The minute you let them in your community, they taking it. You let them in your business, they taking it. They don't share. They don't share, and we keep acting like we can share with them. They don't share.
Oh no, he already kind of starting off a little rocky. I don't know.
I agree in a sense, because if it was uh, Christopher Columbus Day or some other holiday for white people and there was an event going on and stuff like that, are you going to see white people pull up? Or we're going to be like, no.
Or you mean are we going to see black people pull up?
Yeah, are we going to see black people pull up?
Um,
Really?
yeah, I mean,
Not really.
I hear what you're saying, but I do think that you don't want to divide. You know what I'm saying? You don't
True.
want to divide because it's like if white people getting involved in like Juneteenth or whatever. Those are white people that rock with black people. You
Yes
know what I'm
and
saying?
no. It's people that rock with black people, and it's people that make fun of it or want to be cool.
But I mean, if you want to be cool, you rock with black people because you want to be. I think the white people that's racist, it's like they not even gonna show up. And if they do show up, it's gonna be they showing up to tear it down. Not like, oh, I'm gonna just watch or whatever. It's like, no, I'm showing up and I'm shooting it up, or I'm showing it up and I'm doing whatever. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know what y'all think. Get in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about this. You know, because I don't know. Like I said, Dr. Umar be making sense sometimes, but sometimes he be on. I don't know. Sometimes he just be talking just to be talking.
Yeah.
Wait, is it the imagery of, because it seems like, oh, this person's in power, that black man's in power, this black, is it
Oh,
just
that's
them?
just the image.
They're just giving us.
We confuse an overseer with a slave master. Barack Obama was an overseer. He's not a master. Kamala Harris, Clarence Thomas, Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, rest in peace. They overseers. They not the masters. You see what I'm saying? We got to recognize you an overseer. You answer to the master. You ain't the master.
What about Atlanta? You go to Atlanta and all the black people are, it's like, feels like Wakanda or something. Like, what do you think about Atlanta? Do you think they got it?
Atlanta is progressive,
Okay.
but white power is still very much there, though.
Okay.
Because we don't have a black hospital in Atlanta. Do we? No. There's not a single hospital in America that's owned and funded by black people exclusively. Not one.
Can we recreate a Black Wall Street?
Absolutely can, when black people value independence. Remember, when they burned down Tulsa, when they burned down Rosewood, when they burned down Charleston, South Carolina, when they burned down Wilmington, North Carolina, because we had dozens of Black Wall Streets. Tulsa was just the most popular, right? But guess what? After they burned down, a lot of the black people came back to rebuild. You know what happened? Their children and grandchildren wanted to integrate. They did not want to have their own. We prefer white. We want access to white proximity. Remember, we had 500 hospitals that was black in America. We had 500 hospitals.
All right, so he do got a point on that, because I do feel like black people, like we be building stuff and we be trying to get ourselves in position, but we do want white validation, right? So we can build our own thing or whatever, but we do want to be like, yo, like I'm living in this area. And it's not to say that you shouldn't, right? You shouldn't move to a prominent white area like a Beverly Hills or whatever the case may be. It's not saying you shouldn't, but I noticed though that black people, because they want to be, a lot of times we want to be in, you know what I'm saying? We want to be accepted at that level, right? So when you get money, what do? Black people get money, you move to Calabasas, you move to Beverly Hills, and those are predominantly white neighborhoods, right? And it's like it's tough to not do it because those are the nicer neighborhoods, but it's like he said, with Black Wall Street, we had our own neighborhoods that was nice. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like a Calabasas or a Beverly Hills or a Bel Air or a Malibu, but it was like all black. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to divide people, but it's just to say that, like, I feel like black people, we do be wanting to get the kind of like the okay of white people. What you think?
For me, that's for some people. That's not for me. I really don't care to get an okay from white people, to be honest. I don't. And like, yeah, we all want to live in nice areas. I absolutely agree with that. But at the same time, I love where there's black people. Like, I do. So, like, even if I became rich and stuff like that, do I necessarily want to move in a white neighborhood? No. But because the area is nice, I mean, my area could be nice, or I can find a nice neighborhood in my area. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said I think it's tough, because I hear what Dr. Umar is saying, but at the same time, especially with like moving to neighborhoods, it's like, especially out here, right? in California, in LA. It's different than like a Texas or Chicago or Atlanta, where it's like you have all black neighborhoods with, and a lot of them with just successful black people. You know what I'm saying? That's predominantly black neighborhoods, right? LA doesn't really have that. You have like Baldwin Hills or something like that, but it's not a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think when you gain success, of course you want to move to where the nicer things are, right? Of course you want to say, hey, well, I'm gonna move to a Calabasas or a Beverly Hills or a Malibu or
Sometimes I think it's more so the name of it, not necessarily because that's a nice neighborhood. Because there's plenty of nice neighborhoods around, but it's more specifically the name.
yeah. I think the history got a lot to do with it for sure because this I think it's both, right? Because Bel Air, for example, is probably the most well-known, prestigious city in the world. If everybody has heard of Bel Air or Beverly Hills, right? But it's like it's the name, but at the same time, it's where all the most expensive homes are. It's where all the most expensive stores are, all the designer stores, all the top restaurants, all the top designer stores, all the top businesses in general. You know what I'm saying? It's where you can move and be close to your favorite celebrity or your favorite, whoever, like whether it's
You
an
see, I'm the type.
entertainment
I don't care
athlete.
about being close to my favorite celebrity.
Yeah, yeah, it's that thing. I mean, what y'all think? Get in the chat. What y'all think? What y'all think about this subject? Let us know. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Get in the chat.
Hey,
Not one today. Why? We want proximity to whiteness. We move into white neighborhoods because we send our kids to white private school. We go snow bunny hopping. We love white people. And we don't want to admit it. Black people are in love with white folks. You niggas here, you love them. You love them. But we don't want to admit it. And psychologically speaking, if you don't admit you sick, you can never find a cure.
I have to say this because a Superman trailer just came.
You think we love white people?
Some people, yeah, I think some people do. Yes, because just like you said, people want to put their kids in private schools and all this extra, or like for what? Like to me, I'm like, for what? Oh, my kid goes to a private school. Okay, and they're gonna kind of learn the same shit that
But
they're learning in public
is it
school.
the same stuff though?
A little bit, yeah. It's probably even worse though. Those are the most snobbiest, have no manners, not taught like kids. Yeah, they might learn a little more extra things but it might not be real world stuff. It's just extra, maybe a little more extra history, a little more extra English that's more higher or whatever on a higher level. But is it real world stuff really? Probably not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather my kids go to a public school because that's where they're going to learn real world skills, how to survive, how to socialize, how to just hear different things. They're not going to so sheltered.
No, I feel that. I'm on the fence about it just because I feel like there's both though, right? Public school, you got the real world stuff, right? Which is something that kids need, right? But then some private schools, not all private schools, but some of them, you do have those extra things, those extra courses, or those extra, classes that a public school may not offer,
Yeah.
right? Because that school doesn't have the money to have this extra program, right? So I feel like it's a little bit of both. But it just depends. I think the most important thing is what you teach your kids at home. I don't think it's even the school. I think the school has a big part to do with it. But when your kid come home, just like your kid go to school every day, your kid come home every day. So your kid can be in a private school with with all the best tutors and the best classes, but when they come home, you're not teaching them principles of how to be successful because you haven't accomplished it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's more important. It's what you teach at home. But I do think, there's pros and cons to both.
Came out. Brand new
Oh,
Superman
Lord.
movie.
More white.
Yeah,
work.
blue eyes.
Yeah.
White, and like, it's supposed to
The
give
black woman's ideal husband is Superman.
it's supposed to give even the young black kid hope.
That's why I say, like, man, Dr. Umar, he be saying some real, he say real stuff, but he just, I think he's just super. To me, he prejudiced. He prejudiced, right? You know what I'm saying? He talk about white people, but he prejudiced low key. But he be saying some real stuff sometimes, so you kind of got to be like, you know what I mean? But he got that old school black mentality that your southern grandma had. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like he not fully racist. It's like southern white people. It's like you may not be fully racist, but you just about your culture so much that you kind of like, you know what I mean?
I feel it though. Like
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, yeah. He be going in sometimes though. He like snow bunny
Yeah,
cry. The
yeah.
snow bunny. They love the snow bunny. So I'm like, man, love who you love. Man, I always say love who you love.
Yeah.
I happen to be with a black woman. That's what I like. But some people they like white women. Some people they like Hispanic. Some people they like Asian. Love who you love. You know what I mean? But I do get them because I said this in a prior video. Um, Other cultures do it. Asians teach their kids date Asian. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's in the culture. Or
Yeah.
Indian parents be like, "Yo, keep
Yeah.
it in the family."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how they think those older parents is how Dr. Umar be thinking, where it's like keep it in the culture.
Yeah.
Hope. Do you feel like we're losing, like, where they don't have no black superheroes kind of across the board almost?
We need to come up with a whole new movement of new black superheroes. We need a strong one. We could take our kids' minds back. We could take our kids' minds back. I'm working on the Prince of Pan-Africanism series now, where I'm going to deal with racism, bunny hop, and everything. It's going to be a nice joint. But here's the thing. Superman is the children's version of the Christian church. You go to church, there's a white savior. You go to the Superman movie, there's a white savior. What's the difference? Why is it okay to worship a white man on Sunday, but it's not okay to worship a white man on Saturday at the movie theater? And you know what's crazy about all these white superheroes? Guess where they come from? Guess where they come from?
The sky.
They were all plagiarized from African divinities. Aquaman is Olokun. In the Yoruba pantheon, Olokun is the male spirit that owns all the water. Halle Berry Storm, that is a divinity known as Oya. She's my mother in the spiritual world. She's the empress of the winds. She's responsible for revolutionary change. Wolverine is Ogun. Incredible Hulk is Ogun. Thor is Shango. Superman is Shango. Charles Xavier is Obatala. They took our divinities of the African pantheon and turned them into superheroes. We will let our children worship the artificial white superhero and never tell them about the real life African spirit that it was stolen from.
I never knew that.
That's a real.
I want to speak to when you said we love white people.
We love them.
I would say that I would say I always had a healthy fear because I knew they had access to certain things that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The police.
Mm-hmm.
When the police come, no matter whatever the situation is you. You did it. You going to jail. And
Real quick, and I think he hit it on the head. Like that's to me, that's really what it is. I don't think it's that black people just love white people. It's what you have access to. We love what you got access to. We love the fact that that you're able to do certain things that we're not.
Well, that's when it goes back, just like he said in the beginning, it goes back to the government. That's probably why he said celebrating Black History Month, I mean, we gave it to the government because they only allowed us access to certain things. We can, but because it's so easy access, we don't go deeper than what we should.
What y'all think? Y'all think we should continue to celebrate Black History Month? I mean, we have like our ancestors fought for that, right? To be able to have something
I think we
that
should.
celebrates us, but at the same time, is it crippling us? Because is it like why isn't every day celebrated Black History, right? Why isn't every month celebrated Black History? You know what I mean? Why is it just a month? You know what I'm saying?
Because the government, it's not going to be allowed. And then you got the school systems. They're not going to allow that. They're already trying to take Black history out of the school systems.
Yeah, yeah. So I think more of that. I think I think Black History Month is cool, but I do think that
If we celebrate in the right way, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do think though it's like you want to just have more of the history in the
Yeah.
schools as opposed to just that 1 month where it's like okay, Black history, you know what I'm saying? But I mean that goes deeper because it goes more into does the government really respect Black people? You know what I'm saying? Does culturally are we respected?
No.
You know what I mean? Like so it I think it goes super deep. So I think it's just a matter of like um Black people just having to like just appreciate themselves and love themselves and celebrate themselves because I think one thing we always do is we look for validation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being like, man, whether you accept us or you don't, you know what I mean? We here, we doing our thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's the more important thing is like, just celebrating yourself, not looking for that validation, you know what I mean? And just having your own things that's cool, having the same things that we look up to, like the designer, right? Having more Black designers. We look up to Ralph so much. We look up to Gucci. We look up to Fendi. We look up to Prada. That's the tier, right? That's the when you got a bag, when you got that Louis bag,
Yeah.
you looked at it as a different level because we know what it costs, right? I feel like we need more Black designers where it's just like
Even if it ain't on the level of Gucci or anything like that, I feel like a lot of Black designers have a lot of good stuff.
for sure. For sure. They just have to build that. Like that's what even though Kanye crazy, that's what he was building and what he kind of has built. Same thing with Virgil. You know what I mean? Like that if you got Black designers that's building that thing where it's like, oh, you got them on, we know that costs something. You know what I'm saying? The same it's that's looked at just like a Gucci's looked at. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely people doing it, but I think we need more of it. And I feel like that's what's gonna get us out of that mindset.
That was always it was like everything was always built for it to be on their side.
Absolutely.
You grow up fearing that, so you rather not mess with it. The Black people, you don't fear that because they don't have no access to law and
Absolutely. A white person, even if they're poor, they have access to power. I might be a homeless white person, but let you do something to me. You have no idea that my uncle is the chief of police. You have no idea that my father is the judge you're going to see tomorrow. You have no idea that my cousin is your wife's boss. Even if a white person doesn't have power, they have access to it. They are in a spider web. They are a spider in a web. All I got to do is shake the web and I can still get your ass. That's what we don't understand. There's no such thing as a powerless Caucasian as far as Black people are concerned.
like Paul Mooney said, when you see a poor white person, you just say, that's a waste of white skin.
Well, the difference, though, is they could always decide to get their life together.
Right.
There y'all have it, man. There y'all have it. What should we do? Should we get rid of Black History Month?
I don't think we should get rid of it or anything, but he just put it in our faces that we need to go deeper, even if we don't have the access right in front of us. We can always do our own research of things of, you know, of Black history and things like that. We can just go deeper into it instead of the norm, what we study in schools and stuff like that. Go deeper. Like when I was a teacher, Black history came up. I don't always just study the regular Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. You got to go deeper than that. And I feel like that's what the schools do. It's the same old stuff because that's what they have access to. And these teachers, and they're not, and all of them, most of them are not Black teachers. So they're going to take what they can get, that easy access, what the government gives, and then here you go. Here's about Black history. We're not going to go deep into your culture because then that's going to tell us that, you know what, we were stronger than white people. Black people should have all the power, not white people. We built everything. We created everything. We did this. But they're scared of that.
There you have it. Know yourself. Get out and learn. Educate yourself. Not just Black History Month, but do it every day, every week, every month.
Yeah.
Get to know yourself. Get your mindset right, and put yourself on a whole nother level. That's how you level up 2025. Till next time, y'all.